So yeah, recently heard that there's going to be a new movie coming out. It's going to be the Goonies #2, called The Curse of One-Eyed Willie. and yeah, anyways, so this is on Twitter by someone posting as the Alamo, and in this picture, it shows a pirate ship fight. What I'm guessing is between the Brits and One-Eyed Willie. Now, what I find interesting about this is that I don't know, back in 2016 ish era, um, I had pitched an idea to was it yeah, Corey Feldman is who I pitched the idea to. I actually got a hold of him on Twitter, and I presented the idea that I had for Goonies 2 because I had heard that the only reason they haven't made a Goonies 2 is because nobody could decide on a storyline or a plot. So I came up with this idea that I told to Corey Feldman, and so it goes like this. It's years later in the Goonies. They're all grown up and they have kids of their own now, right? And there's only one of them that is still a treasure hunter, and that is Corey's character, I believe, Mouth. Um, and he is diving off the coast of the Bermuda Triangle and happens to run across One-Eyed Willie's sunken ship. And as you remember in the ending of the movie Goonies, One-Eyed Willie's ship exits the cave and takes off to sea on Oregon's coast. I want to say it is where that's located is Oregon, and never to be seen again, right? And it has all the riches and everything still on it. So with my idea is that he's scuba diving in Bermuda Triangle looking for treasure, and he runs across One-Eyed Willie's ship. It basically sailed the sea currents and ended up there. So he goes back to land and he calls up everybody and he's like, hey, guess what I found? You're never gonna believe this. And he tells everybody that he found One-Eyed Willie's ship sunken in the Bermuda Triangle. So everybody gets back together. The whole crew gets back together, and they take a yacht out to this diving spot, to go search for the sunken treasure that they once had, like when they were in their youth. And they bring their kids along because they have kids with them this time, because they're all grown adults and whatnot. So they basically decide, all right, we're at the spot, we're on the scene. Let's wait till tomorrow to go diving because the weather's a little inclement right now. So they're like, all right, yeah, cool. We'll party and have fun, because we haven't seen each other in so long. It's been years, Let's have a good time, and then tomorrow we'll go scuba diving for One-Eyed Willie's treasure. So they're all partying and hanging out, and then that night, one of Bermuda Triangle's famous storms starts whipping up, and thunder and lightning crashing everywhere. The waves are out of control. The ships or the yachts, going back and forth, and electricity on the boats going on and off. Everything's going haywire, all the compasses and stuff. And it's during this that there's a bunch of fog that rolls in, and one of the flashes of lightning happens to get a glimpse of One-Eyed Willie's ship in the fog, and then that's when they notice, like, hey, isn't that One-Eyed Willie's ship? And they're like, yeah, it is, and they're like, whoa, like, and then they realize, like, after a cannonball comes flying by them, they see the other two British ships that One-Eyed Willie is fighting, because I believe in the lore of One-Eyed Willie, he had stolen a bunch of their treasure from King Charles, I believe is how it goes, and this happened in a ship fight out at sea. So they got transported back in time to when One-Eyed Willie was fighting the Brits, and he obviously ends up defeating the Brits and taking their treasure, and then One-Eyed Willie happens to notice their yacht, which obviously they would have no idea what a yacht is, being back then. But One-Eyed Willie, being a pirate that he is, like, I'm going to plunder this vessel and take every hostage I can. So that's exactly what he does. So they get taken hostage, and they, basically follow the coast down through the Gulf and all that. And what is it, the Strait of Magellan or something like that? I don't remember that well geography, but there's some strait that you can cut through in South America, I believe, that will get you to the west coast of the United States. So they end up, going through that, making some stops here and there, and end up over on the west coast by Oregon. And that's when One-Eyed Willie harbors his ship, and they're all looking for food and supplies and whatnot on the west coast, and they're making encampments and having a crazy adventure out in the wilderness. And that's when they stumble across some not so nice Native American Indians that are fending their own territory, and basically this battle ensues. And during the battle, everybody flees and runs. Everyone except Data gets away. Data is still with One-Eyed Willie, and unfortunately goes back to One-Eyed Willie's ship, while the rest of the crew managed to veer away from the Native Americans and One-Eyed Willie. So then now they're tracking One-Eyed Willie and Data back to the pirate ship, and they managed to do this. And One-Eyed Willie, thinking that he has all this treasure, he has to store it someplace. So he finds that cave that he puts his ship in, that was originally found in the original Goonies. And knowing from him talking to Data, he understands that Data is a very intelligent person that's capable of building these devices and traps and whatnot. So he has Data booby trap all of these hidden passageways that lead to the ship. So it actually was Data that booby trapped all of those caverns and passageways that they found in the original Goonies. That was him that did that. So, he starts doing all this for One-Eyed Willie, entrapments and all that. And the rest of the crew managed to save Data through a backdoor entrance. And they end up running away, taking basically a boat, a smaller boat, and fleeing across back through, getting back to the yacht. And they, through some sort of lore that they heard when they were spending their time in the ancient Americas, I guess they, would have talked to like a tribe or something like that, doing some spirit walking journey, meditation type stuff in the interdimensional realms, and they come to figure out how the Bermuda Triangle works. And they knew that at a certain date and time, a portal was going to be opening back up at Bermuda, and this tribe had told them about that. So they go back to Bermuda, they find the yacht, and they end up going back through the portal again to present day. And that is the premise of Goonies 2 that I had pitched to Corey Feldman. Now, like I said, I'd showed you a picture of that, and that picture that I saw indeed does show One-Eyed Willie's ship in between two British ships and a battle going on. So I'm very curious if Corey Feldman talked to Sam Raimi and pitched him this idea of what I told him back in like 2016, 2017 on his Twitter account. But yeah, one more time, I'll show you this picture. So yeah, I don't know. This supposedly came out April 2nd, is when people started talking about this. I know it was just April Fool's, but I mean, that was on the 1st. This is on the 2nd. And people are super excited and talking about it. So we shall see. Um, and if there's not a Goonies 2 coming out, well, Sam Raimi, Corey Feldman, anybody else out there, I have your plot for the movie. So I'm willing to work with you.